Hello. So, I spent some of last evening going over some old of these videos. Some old of these videos. Doesn't make any sense at all, does it?
Rearrange sentence you may form.
Yeah, and because I was researching what rankings we're going to give to the Pertwee and whatever stories, and also because I'm narcissistic. And there was a period of Pertwee after his first season where, my God, it was a drudge. It was just appalling, and I was just like so grumpy and sort of dismissive of it all. Which is, quite the coincidence, because this is just rubbish.
Yeah, I think Simon
Simon
has got
the
a bit of a power trip,
Simon the Nimon.
and it's all getting a bit silly now.
And the maddening thing is, there's moments of this. There are some really the moments this that make you go, oh yeah, that's when Doctor Who's good, isn't it? So the line about the power complex was genuinely very funny.
Yeah.
That's Douglas Adams to a T. That is. So I enjoyed that.
But do you not find the rest of the dialogue to be really sort of like overly theatrical?
Yeah.
There's nothing natural about
Yeah.
watching this. It feels like it should be on a stage.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a farce.
But not in a good way.
Not in a good way.
Because there are some Doctor Who stories that are stagey. I'm thinking of the Happiness Patrol, which is a story which has been much in the minds of this family. But there are some Doctor Who stories that are stagey and it works. This just doesn't. It just is absolutely appalling. Let's go through the other good bits or the other good person in this. Romana is brilliant. And
I love Romana.
In this story, she's essentially being the Doctor at the moment. And it slightly annoys me, actually, because I think Tom, maybe not through any fault of his own in this instance, but he's been given bugger all to do this episode, and his jokey bits in the TARDIS.
It's almost a bit Dr. Light, isn't it?
It is a bit Dr. Light, and yet Romana could do this story without the Doctor involved, I reckon.
Oh,
and
defo, yeah.
I love what she's wearing. I love the fact that she looks so different. I'll come back to this in a minute. She looks so different to everything else around her, and she's funny and she's sharp and she's just brilliant. So that's fantastic. Soldine. Now, Lib,
Yeah.
tell me about Soldine. What's your perspective, Soldine? Because I know as a Doctor Who fan what the general consensus is on this dude. So you tell me what you think.
About what, the performance or the... Like, he appears to be a bit of an idiot, and so I'm wondering how he's got into such a position of power.
Right.
He's a bit Wizard of Ozzy.
That's a great show.
And like his face is a really funny colour, different to his neck, I've noticed.
Yeah.
So I think his makeup's not great, and there's nothing about him that I particularly like. What else do you need to know?
Well, does his performance add up? I can't remember if there's a big Soldini twist. I'll level with you there.
It doesn't really.
Right, yeah.
In the sense that he's creating, like, it's just all a bit higgledy-piggledy.
Yeah, that was a good show. The pilot's terrible. He's supposed to be...
The pilot's got a really funny, fluffy face.
He's supposed to be a contemptible character, but nobody's that contemptible.
Flappy, flappy, flap.
The thing that's... this sounds such a crappy thing to say. The thing that's really staying with me about this story is just how rubbish the sets are. Like, you can tell these could have been really good. The part where the TARDIS has just landed has the makings of a good set there. But then you get things like the CSO, the visual effect where they fall through the thing.
What does that mean?
Colour separation overlay.
Oh,
which is
fancy.
Which is what we call green screen now.
Yeah.
But
I don't think we do call it green screen. I think everyone calls it blue screen now.
Is it? But it could.
Tends to be on a blue.
Is it? Because they couldn't do that with Doctor Who. For why?
Oh, I don't know. Is there any sort of massive big blue thing?
Oh, good girl. So, so the set's just a one step away from being really good. But the labyrinthy bit, it's a labyrinth. Wow, where did we see that coming?
It looks a bit like a Minotaur, doesn't it?
Oh, it does look a bit Minotaur. Yeah, Nimon. But the labyrinth, it's so beige. And this is why, one of the many reasons why Romana's brilliant, because she just cuts against all of that.
But to be fair, everything in it so far is black and dark and steely and grey. And then she's wearing like a lovely...
It looks ace.
Lovely outfit. Yeah, I like her outfit.
So, yeah, and to go back to where I started this, I had forgotten, because let's be honest, this season, we've had perhaps the greatest Doctor Who story of all time, a bit of a hidden gem, I think, in Creature from the Pit. And then 3 stories where we're kind of having to justify them a little bit. That's not what Tom's been like. I mean, and then we had The Key to Time before that, and it just feels a bit a drudge, and I hate to say that.
How many more episodes are in this?
2 more in this one
2 more.
of Nimon.
Oh my god, is this not going to wrap up now?
No, we're not wrap this up tonight, I'm afraid.
Jesus.
And then we've got Sharda to contend with.
This is Sharda.
Then we've got Tom's last season.
It's like a great big Sharda that you can't flush.
And Tom's last season has a lot of good stuff in. So we shall come to that when we come to that. Anyway, a long old video to talk about Doctor Who's story that, or an episode, because this is an episodic thing that we're engaging with, that is pretty crap. Let's be perfectly frank. Pretty rubbish. Ah well, c'est la vie.